Welcome to Man Cup Live with Hollywood. I'm back again, man. I got y'all a good group of guys, and maybe the wife might step up a little bit and everything, but I'm gonna bring y'all some special guests tonight. Some real diehard racers. They race as a family and they don't go racing at all. That's how they say if all of them can't go, they not gonna go that time. Pinky, look here, man. What's going on with your big boss?
What's happening, man? What's up?
Hey man, I'm
You got
in
you got the family
down here in
races on
Georgia.
tonight?
Oh yeah. So yeah. So we got a good family coming on tonight. But look here, before I forget, I want y'all to know that I'll be over at the Gotham City Motor Fest September 22nd and 23rd over at Galat Motorsport Park in Benson, North Carolina. The guys having the ninth annual Gotham City Motor Fest, and I'm gonna be up in there with 2020. They supposed to have a little 460 action going on up there. The lot's a heck of a racetrack, so I gotta go over there and just feel the surface a little bit, play with 2020 a little bit, man. What you think about going over there, big boss? Heard they had a
Yeah,
decent
yeah.
pot
I
over
know.
there
I know
too.
you ready. Well, I know the bike running good, so I know you ready to shine, man. I know
Yeah,
you
yeah,
ready to
yeah.
ride. They said they got some good action over there.
That's what I heard, man. Got a little
Yeah.
bike show going on, everything. I heard they supposed to have a nice little
Right.
outing
Right.
over there, but we'll have an opportunity to go over there. And then don't forget, coming up October 20 and 21st, we're gonna be at Worldwide Technology up in they say St. Louis, East St. Louis. I'm gonna say East St.
Right.
Louis too. At the racetrack, it's actually in Madison, Illinois, but they call it East St. Louis. We're gonna be up there with the Man Cups. Swartz Law Group, Full Throttle Fest, coming at you again. Once again, all y'all sponsors on the bottom of the flyer. We appreciate y'all help. Appreciate y'all support. Ken Swartz and his partners up there, we appreciate what y'all doing, being a sponsor of the event. Coming to your city, October 20, 2021. Look here, if your first time riding a motorcycle down a racetrack or whatever, come on out there, man. Y'all come check out, see what's going on. We got an open testing tune that you can pay for to come on the track. As long as you got your safety gear, if you need to figure out what all that is, you can go to the racemancup.com website and look up under general safety, and there you'll be able to find the things that you'll need to get to being able to go down a racetrack. But come on out, get your chance, get your feet wet with the racing because it might be something new to you. You might end up liking it. But right now, we're gonna go pay a few bills, then we're gonna bring y'all back our guests for the night. All right, man. Cup Live. Look here, look here. Look what we got in the house, man. We got the Noble family over here, all the way out in Louisiana. And then we got my man Big Boss all the way up in Nashville. What's going on, Noble?
What's happening, Hollywood?
All right, man. It's all good down here, man. Let everybody introduce. Why don't y'all introduce yourselves, man, so everybody can know who they talking to right quick.
Yes, sir, Nick.
Oh, I'm Nick. Nick Noble.
Nick Noble, I'm Andy Noble.
I'm Atlanta Noble.
All right, hey, look at man. Y'all got that southern drawl, man. Where y'all from, man? Y'all tell everybody where y'all from, man. Where y'all from?
Yeah, we're down here from Baton Rouge, right outside of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, man.
Oh
Down in the
man, y'all
south.
down in so y'all down in the bayou, baby, huh?
Yes, sir.
So hey, do y'all go out on them airboats and stuff like that? Go chase them alligators and all that stuff?
Man, Hollywood, you need to come on down here with us and ride our 100-mile-an-hour bass boats is what you need to do.
100 mile per hour bass boat?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Man, you must got a big motor on the back of that thing. I know it's probably about a 350 outboard or something, ain't it?
Yeah, it's all about power to weight.
I don't know if I'm gonna
Yes, sir.
take you up on that challenge right there, but look here, man. It sure does sound fun. But look here, man. You got your two sons here. All three of y'all are racing. I mean, you got to be proud to be able to be out there racing amongst your kids, man. I mean, it's pretty cool for me as well. But how does that feel to you, Tiny?
Man, that's a dream come true. You know that's I never forced it on them, and one day walking through the shop, I bought a bike out of the salvage, 1000. It was in 5-gallon buckets with a frame and some other pieces, and my oldest at the time walked through the shop and wanted to know what we was going to do with it, and I asked him what he wanted to do with it, and he said he wanted to drag race it, and I said, well, now you're talking my language. So that's where it all
And,
started.
and so, what year are we talking about approximately right there?
That was 15. That was 2015. He was
Okay.
how old was he? He was 15 years old. He was riding motocross and stuff, and both of them was riding motocross at the time. And so I told him if he would, help me build it, I would put the money towards it, and we'd build it, and I'd teach him how to learn to ride on a entry level, foot shifting, hand clutch,
Uh-huh.
pure street bike, which
Uh-huh.
he did. And after we did that, we put air shifter, we put swing arm, we did a few modifications, tuned the bike, and did a few other things. And he ended up going low 880s on the bike,
Wow.
on a
Wow.
pretty much stock 1000.
A true
Uh,
hand clutch bike, almost a true hand clutch with a push button bike, like an old pro stocker, like a pro stock school bike.
old school, yeah, just basic old street bike with a swing arm and an air shifter.
Wow, that's pretty
And then
good, man.
my youngest was a few years younger, and then my oldest stepped up to riding a Hayabusa, and then my youngest stepped on the 1000 when he was 15. His first race ever was at practicing at home, riding at our hometown racetrack. And
Uh-huh.
then his first race ever was in the Manufacturers Cup race in SGMP, where he run Street ET. He was 15 years old, and they had a really good YouTube video of him where he run another 15-year-old kid from Mississippi
Uh-huh.
in the third or fourth round of Street ET. And Landon beat him and continued on to the next round, but uh, he had to run Pablo Gonzalez the next round, and Pablo beat him. But for his first national event or big event, he made it to the round of 8, which was a huge,
That- that-
huge milestone.
so that brings me.
And
I'm gonna segue
that
into.
moment on, from
Uh-huh.
that moment on, I fell in love with drag racing.
And so and when did you get the bug?
Me, I've been drag racing since 1988. I've
1988.
drag raced. I drag raced IDBAA. I drag raced Texas Shootout, Pro Star, you name it. I've been there. I love bracket racing, index racing, bracket racing. I won a few championships in IDBA and Top Gas, and won the Texas Shootout series. I think three or 4 years in a row.
Oh
Uh,
gosh.
and then got married. Family life happened. Got married and had kids, and they wanted to play baseball in school, and we got playing baseball and travel ball and everything else. And I kind of had to retire from drag racing. And when they started getting motorcycles and started riding motocross, and I was like, well, we might have something here. And then and I bought that 1000 from the auction, and boy, when they wanted to drag race that thing, that's what got me all back into it.
So check this out. So with Nick and Landon, both you guys, you what both of you had ran motocross before drag racing. So what's the difference? I mean, how was that? What adjustments did you have to get used to coming from a motocross, and which one did you enjoy the most? Actually, that's a two-part question, I guess.
Uh, I'd say drag racing is more of a team deal rather than motocross. Coming from like motocross, you gotta hit corners instead of go straight. Uh, they got a gate drop in motocross that's compared to the light. But I definitely have more fun drag racing since it's more of like a team deal. You need a team to do it, really.
Uh huh. And so, do you feel like any of the skills from your motocross help you become a better drag racer? How does that work for you?
Reaction time and working a clutch and on a stock bike foot shifting, and that's that's most of what I carried over from motocross.
So how about you? When you transferred from dirt bikes to to the drag racing, how was that for you?
It was different, but you still use a lot of the same techniques in some points, like like leaving with the clutch and foot shifting. Uh, some differences, downshifting and making corners and all that, but still in all, I mean, a dirt bike and a street bike is totally two different animals. But you get
Right.
used to it after riding a dirt bike. You kind of get that. You can get on a motorcycle and you can get the hang of it, uh, faster than if it was never on a bike.
Right.
So
Right.
I just
But look,
like the
so go ahead.
drag race a little more competitive. It's down to the thousandths instead of down to half a tire.
Right. Right. And so, how many years did you both of you all do? How many years did y'all both dirt bike race?
Yeah,
Probably 2.
around two.
Oh, okay. So y'all didn't spend a whole lot of time with that. Dad was trying to get y'all back to the track.
They riding dirt bikes since they was about 4 or 5 years old, but they never really competed till they was, till they was quite a few years older.
That's right. That's right. We're gonna take a quick break and we'll be right back. I got some more questions for y'all when we get back. All right, man. Cup Live, we back. We have the Nobles family. We have Big Boss up here. Hey, look here. So I'm gonna start with Landon. Landon, what do you have any specific goals that you want to achieve in motorcycle racing?
I wanna win a couple more championships, of course. I won one in 2020 or 2021.
2020.
2020, I won the Street ET championship, but
Uh
we haven't
huh.
really been able to make a full circuit in order for me to really compete in points since then.
Uh huh.
So I want to complete a circuit again and have a chance at competing.
Nick, I'm gonna hit you with the same question, Nick. So, what's your any goals that you have that are milestones?
Yeah, I got some goals I have is I want to win a Top Gas championship. I've had a bike and we've been working on it and trying and trying. Uh, you got trial and error, but I've been close plenty of times, but I just haven't made it there quite yet. So that's one goal that I have in drag racing.
How about you? How about you, Tiny? I know I asked the young ones first. I just figured out here you probably don't outlive. You probably don't live, George. You got any more left over there, Tiny?
Oh yeah, I got a few more years left in me. I think, man. Hollywood, I just built me a brand new Pro ET bike, Pro ET
Okay.
slash Top Sportsman. I guess Top Gas, you could say. The bike runs 5 teens, 520s, pretty regular. I love racing Pro ET with it, man. I did the first race of the year. I did pretty damn good. I made it to the semis and we rained out, and then I was on a roll. I'd like to put me a few more wins under my belt before I decide to hang it up.
Yeah. So being that you're a father in racing and you pretty much was able to bring your kids up in the sport, is there anything that you could tell a dad that's out there probably listening to us who have a young man that he wants to introduce to the sports? Is there anything that you can tell him as an introduction, or maybe a way that he can pique his child's interest?
Just expose them to it, man. You can't force it on them. You can't force them to like anything. Just expose them to it, and uh, I come from a past of drag racing, but someone that's never been into drag racing before, or a father that's never actually drag raced before, you just got to expose them to it and be surrounded with people that has a real good positive influence. I can name many names, man. It's just you just gotta let them like it themselves. If they don't like it, you can't force it on them.
Right, and that's the truth, man. A good thing about it is that I think that when they become a part of the actual race and culture, they'll realize that they picked up a family as well. And I think that's a lot of
That
times what people don't realize about what we do.
that's the big thing, Hollywood, man. When we first started, I was out there. A lot of people knew me from the past, and they would talk to me and speak to me. And after both of my sons, made it to the winner circle several times and got well known or better known, they became, they developed a friendship of their own, and with the other racers out there, where people would actually speak to them and call them by name and recognize them. And that's a big
Hmm.
thing. That's like you say, it's to me, it's a racer's family away from home. It's
Right, right.
we did it back in the years and IDBA years and all that, and it was just so much fun to go from month to month, to go to state and meet hang out with your family away from home.
And then you get a chance to allow the fans that have been following you to actually meet you. So people, a lot of people don't realize that even at our level, there are people who really like to see us race. We have our fans. You guys have your fans. So, to be able to touch them in these different cities, and then like you said, the travel part to get to the different cities. I think that's the part that I like about racing at different racetracks, is that it gives you a different challenge. It's not the same old place you go to every weekend. You know what I mean? And it kind of levels the playing field, because everybody got to figure it out a little bit. Except for people that are from there. But so one thing I've heard from all of you all are that you all have been successful, being able to make it to the winner circle. Me and Big Boss was talking about it a couple of days on the phone. Some people race for 20, 30 years, ain't never even won a race ever. And it's crazy that some of us have been fortunate enough to actually taste that victory. So I'm gonna let you all give me an idea about what do you think is your secret recipe. What do you think it is about what you do, your technique, that separates you from your competition, makes you better?
I'm,
How about that?
I'm gonna tell you, what I try to teach and instill in these guys, these two boys' heads right here, man. You, we go to our racetrack. We got our local racetrack. It's 30 minutes away from home. And when they was first starting, we would be there every time when the gates was open. We was there, and you got to treat every pass down the racetrack like it's a real live actual race. You got to focus on what you're going to do before you pull up to the starting line. You got to have everything in your head and be focused, 100% focused on what you're going to do every time. And you got to do that. You got to make that happen. Uh,
Hmm.
and that's what I try to teach them. You can't get rattled. So what if you're racing somebody that's won 10 championships or whatever? That don't matter. You got to do your job. You got to put your best package together. You got to do your job, and that's what you got to focus on. It's a mind game when you're bracket racing or any index racing or pro stock or anything. It's a mind game. You got to stay focused and you got to stay concentrating on what you're going to do. You got to start out with a good reaction time, and you got to start out winning the race. Once you start out winning the race, the rest is in, the ball's in your court at that point. And
So is
that's
it safe to so is it safe to say is that you feel like your strongest asset is your mental game?
yeah. I try to stay focused on my side, not let nobody rattle me with lane choice. With no matter what it is, you got to stay focused. It's
Right.
if you get bumped out of your lane and you don't have lane choice, it is what it is at that point.
Yeah,
You either got
that's
to make an
true.
adjustment or you got to stay focused. You can't get out of your game. If they take you out your game,
That's over.
you're it's a bad, yeah. You're working from the back end of it at that point.
It's a
You're
done deal.
trying
So,
to pick up.
Landon, what do you feel like is part of your strength that you? And well, since Dad done gave us one of the strengths, Yeah, that's what do you feel like your special technique? I was gonna ask you what are you about to say. I was about to ask you feel like what was your weakness, but hey, ain't nobody gonna tell nobody. Ain't gonna tell nobody how to get to them. But so what do you feel? Yeah, I ain't gonna put you out there like that. But so I mean, what are one of the things that you feel like you that is one of your strengths, your techniques?
I try to race against myself every time. Uh, well, I feel like if you don't go out there and compete and put a package together that's even close to what you need to be, then I feel like you're kind of out of the ball game. So I try to focus on the front half of the track mainly, and then judging on the big end of the track. I feel like I'm pretty decent at that as well.
You good stripe racer.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Nick, it's on you, man. What tell me the recipe. I'm taking all these lessons down back here. Y'all gonna make me better too. I'm listening to all of it.
Man, it's kind of like the same. Landon said, but when I go up there, I race myself. That's the only person I'm racing. I ain't racing the person in the other lane. I'm racing against myself. So I go up. I don't let anything bother me. My mind's focused on what I'm doing and nothing else, and I'm focused on my lane. And when the race gets further on towards the end, then I'll look over and see where I'm at the in the race. So really, I just I kind of zone everything out and just race against myself. I
So
you know definitely for sure race both lanes in qualifying. Fill your light out, fill your depth and everything. You roll out, and after that, you're racing yourself really.
so now when you think about all of y'all saying like you have like you basically all y'all kind of the same got the same recipe a little bit. It looked like everybody kind of got the same recipe a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, I don't know what made my thing freeze over here, but I guess that goes a long way with who your role model is and who you look up, who you inspiring or who you being inspired by. So outside, so I'm gonna start with Dad. Who was your mentor that got you, really dialed into the racing overall? Who was your mentor and who was one of your role models in the sport that you can remember? Tiny.
I'm a butt in right quick. When they was 15, I know you got a son, right?
Yeah.
When they 15, dad don't know nothing a lot of times, right? So they got to get it from another source.
That's
And, I,
correct.
and I'm gonna let and we down here all together in Louisiana. I'm gonna let them tell you what their source is because sometimes they just will not listen to me when I ask when I give them some information on a tune up or a clutch tune up or whatever, and they
Yes, who's your source?
who's my source?
Yeah.
Man, it's been so long ago. I don't know if I have a source. I rely on a lot of people, man. I rely on Frank, MPS Racing, Dan Rudd, MPS Racing. I got so many contacts and so many people I rely on for help. Everybody helped me. Mr.
Right.
Paul Miller at Motorcycle Performance Specialties down there in Houma. He always answers his phone and helps me, man. I got so many lines to help, you know.
So who
But
builds your
when it comes to
motorcycles?
who's that? What's that?
Who builds y'all bikes?
We do everything in
Oh,
house except for machine work. Uh,
okay.
we run the max ECUs. I do all of the wiring, the tuning. We do it as a group. Now my youngest son Lan is getting into a bunch of tuning on the max ECU, and we do everything ourselves except for pretty much just the machine workers. Everything we can do. We rely on Paul Gas a lot for everything on that, and we build our own motors and all and tune and we do everything
That's
in
pretty
house kind
good,
of.
man.
And now I got
I
both
get it.
boys doing it their own self. I'm trying to get them, clutch work and max ECU tune ups and recordings and all. They do that pretty much on their own now.
Right. So dad just said when y'all was 15, so who was y'all mentors? Because you said it wasn't him. So y'all go ahead and let the cat out the hat a little bit right now. Go up and start with
And
you,
I
Landon, again.
oh yeah, go ahead, man.
I think me and Nick probably the same on this one with Michael Phillips and
Yeah.
a little Malcolm too, because they were always out there whenever we first started, and they always kind of gave us their tips whenever Dad would be kind of hard on us, didn't want to listen to
Yeah.
him, and they kind of tell us it a different way. So, and we like to listen to other people. So there you go.
Hey, he
They
said
call
that
him,
already.
they call him
You
Bronco Mike.
you you not surprised, Tiny, that he was gonna say that because you had already said it anyway. So Nick, who was
Yeah,
your guy? Was your guy the same? Your guys were the same,
Yep,
Nick? Okay,
it
well
was the
there it is.
same.
Well, yeah, the Phillips, there's some
Yep.
good people, man. I mean, those guys know this stuff. And man, that dang Malcolm boy, he's a heck of a rider, boy. And him, I mean, Mike is too as well, but Malcolm is just something different on that dang street bike, boy. I'm talking about for real. But y'all got some good mentors, and then having dad right there as well, man. You can't go no, you can't go wrong having your family right there. I mean, Pinky right there. He had his daughter on last week, and like he said, he trained her from the very beginning, on the motorcycle. So, and now she's winning races, been winning races actually. So, all that's good. But we're gonna go pay one more bill, and we're gonna come back and close this thing out, man. It's been great having you guys on here, but we'll be right back. All right. All right, man. Couple out. We back again with the Nobles family, and we got Big Boss over here. I got one more question for all of you all, and y'all can answer it from as an individual. And I want to know what. And I'm gonna start with Landon over here first. Landon, what is one of your most memorable moments or lessons you learned throughout your racing journey that has had a significant impact? That's the same question I'm gonna ask all of y'all, and I want y'all to tell me that. What's one of your most memorable moments or lessons that you learned throughout your racing journey that has had a significant impact on you? It could be racing, it could be for your personal life, or something about what you do with racing that kick started something else in your life. So we're gonna start with Landon first, and let's hear it, boss man.
I would say losing back to back, and I was trying to go rounds, and I'd keep losing, and I'd get real frustrated with myself, mad at myself, and I couldn't really keep a cool head. So I kind of learned through losing a lot and just winning some, and that you can't win everything, and you just got to kind of keep a cool head and realize what you've done wrong, and that how you can improve on that.
And so, do you feel like that lesson at the racetrack? You think that transfers over to who you are every day at that point? And then because racing is tough. Drag racing is especially tough. It's a brutal sport because if you think about it, we drive all those miles and hours and so forth, and it ain't no pit stops in between. It's either you gonna get it or you gonna give it. It's just one way or the other. You know what I mean? So either win or you lose. There's no other way around. Those 50-50 shots. So, do you feel like that has helped you as a person past the racetrack?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's helped me control like my emotions coming out from outside of my head and me acting on it compared to keeping it in and trying to make myself better instead of blaming somebody.
That's good, man. That's good. So, Nick, what about you, man? What's something one of the most memorable moments or lessons that you've learned throughout your racing journey that has helped you in any kind of way, racing or personal, whatever?
Yeah, man. And in 2020, I won the championship in Street Fighter, and we went to our little races around the house and everything. But when I won that championship with that many bikes there, it just made me feel. It made me feel like I was on top of the world. And once I won one, you know, I like the taste of it, so I wanted to go back and get some more and some more, and it's just pushed me to strive harder. My goals that I have in racing, it pushes me to strive further into my goals and um, accomplish them goals and create new goals to accomplish also in the process. And the drag racing, you create families and you get friends, new friends, you meet new people, and it's just you learn from a lot of them, and it's like a big old family out there, and I just love it. Competition. I'm very competitive, and really everything I do. I love competition, and just being around all them people you teach, learn new things from, and everything. It keeps me motivated to keep wanting to drag race every single day.
Right, right. So basically, for you, it sounds like drag racing somehow creates an identity for you that makes you feel good about, give you more purpose to a certain degree. And it makes you
Yeah,
accelerate, want to excel in other aspects of your life at the same time because you seen that with all these people out here and you was competing with the best and so forth, you came out victorious as a champion. I mean, that is a good feeling. You know what I mean? That it makes you feel like you can walk out with your chest out, doing anything that you do now
yeah.
because it's the effort that you put forward. So, Tiny, how about you, man? What's one of those most memorable moments or lessons that you've learned out in this racing industry and your racing career that has helped you throughout your life or period?
Man, I learned a lot of things throughout my career in drag racing in Hollywood. The biggest thing I want to say I learned was back in my earlier years of drag racing when I thought it was just going to be so easy to go out there and win. And I got denied and denied and denied several times. And I used to really get really upset, throw my helmet, really bad temper. Uh, I learned in order to be a winner, you must first learn how to be a loser. You got to build off that. You got to figure out, take accountability, figure out why you lost, work on your weaknesses, and focus on your strengths. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's not easy to win, and if anybody expects to go to the racetrack and win every race, it's not going to happen. So you gotta focus on your weaknesses definitely, um, and build toward your strengths. It's that's what I learned. I've learned that you got to take ownership and be better. You got to do what you
That's
got to do to be better. If you're
you
slacking on
know
a lot, you got to focus on the practice tree. If you're doing
yeah.
something not running consistent, you got to focus on why you're not running consistent. You got to be better at everything to win a race.
That was an interesting phrase that you said. You said take accountability for your efforts, right?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. If I go out there on the weekend and I'm not feeling good, if I'm just not into it, and I got something else on my mind, family issues, or if we're not here as a team, I got things on my mind, and I'm not going to perform 100%. And if
So
you
that's
can't
a
perform
good.
100%,
Go
you
ahead.
can't win.
So that's a good question. So how do you all balance all of that? Because it's now, because your team is with your two boys, yourself, and your wife.
Yep, yep. So my wife's the backbone of this whole deal. Without her, we wouldn't be doing this. So, so like I say, I got plenty of vacation, and now the boys are older and working. So we just got to plan our races, and we got to do things together as a team. And I find we have our best success when we're all at the racetrack together. We're all clicking together. Everybody's confident in their equipment, their bikes. We had a really good tune-up week before. We get out to the racetrack. Everybody has a really positive mindset with nothing in the background of their mind as far as issues with the bike or whatever it may be, any kind of issues you may have.
uh-huh.
You go to the track with a clear mind and clear focus. That's when we do our best.
That's right. So give me a rundown real quick before we leave because I want everybody to hear what all classes between the three of you all do you all run? So let's go with
we
that.
we hit it Hollywood. We hit it like buckshot. We hit it like a shotgun on a barn wall. We try to run as many classes as we can. It worked out for us several times, but then you lose concentration on some of the other classes. So we've tried it both ways. We've tried to run a lot of classes, and it worked out for us. And then at sometimes it don't, because you spread so thin. You know, we're trying to get back up to the starting line. We pushing bikes back down the return road.
He wants to know what you run.
Oh, man,
What class do you
So
run?
what?
I
So
run.
Landon, what class? Landon, what classes do you run? Let me take over. Let me get the handlebars for a minute. Landon, what classes do you run?
Street ET, and then I run was it top ultra sportsman?
Ultra sportsman. Okay, so you run 2 classes right now.
That's mainly it. And then a gambler's
All right.
race if they got it.
Right, Tiny. How about you, boss man?
Man, I've been running Pro ET just because I set my new bike up to run Pro ET. In
Okay.
the future, I want to run some top sportsman and maybe some 460 if the chassis will handle the power.
Oh, here's some 460, baby. How much up with you, Nick? How many classes you run?
I run one in the Man Cup, 820, and then I got another bike, a 560 bike.
Okay, so Super Comp and 860 and Top Gas. Top Gas, Super Comp.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. Well, look here, man. It's been a pleasure, a blessing to have you guys on, and the wifey in the background out here. Pinky, I appreciate you coming on again. I know you right there. We all, it's always good to let you all tell your stories. People get to hear you, meet you at the track. Now they know a little bit more about you, But just there she is. Hey,
Yeah. Yep. There she go.
takes all the good photos. How you doing back there?
I'm doing good.
Came on at the end. We gonna have to find out what time it was. We heard you say, "That's right." That's right. I gotta find out what time that was. But at any rate, really appreciate y'all coming on, sharing your stories with everyone. Pinky, I appreciate y'all coming on. Man Cup Live once again. We done it again. We're gonna start getting this advertised a little bit better. Y'all blame me for not having the pre-post out. That was my fault. I've been busy all day. But at any rate, till next week, we'll see y'all again, Man Cup Live. Thank you, Noble family. Thank you, Big Boss, for being on. Y'all see y'all next. Peace. Love y'all.
Thanks.